On July 17th and 18th in 2017, a number of people saw something strange in the sky and took to social media to share intriguing footage of what was described as a shimmering UFO over various locations throughout Cornwall in England. The strange occurrence was first seen by a surfer who filmed it on his GoPro and uploaded it to Instagram. After that, the same UFO was captured in several more videos as it passed through different locations across the southwest of England. This sighting was by a photographer while driving on the motorway. Another Instagram user posted their footage taken over St Austell. Some speculate that it was just a flock of birds or insects. Although possible, that explanation does not seem likely, since there are moments when the flying mass almost completely vanishes. As far as we know, the shimmering UFO was never seen again. The next video was uploaded to Facebook in 2019 and shows a mysterious sea creature, which was captured by Sarah Vassar-Alford off the coast of Alaska. The creature creeped out and fascinated almost everyone who saw it, not just because it's considerably strange, but also because for a short while, nobody seemed to know exactly what it was. At one point, the person handling it turns the creature over to reveal blotches, which were described as murky blood vessels. Eventually, someone online identified the animal as a species of basket star, which is a deep-sea, floor-dwelling animal that can grow up to 3 feet long. Even though this alien-looking creature was eventually identified, it's further proof of how little we know about our oceans. After capturing something creepy on her Hawaii home security camera in June 2019, Veronica S. uploaded it to YouTube. In the first clip, we can see what looks like the blurry figure of a person standing at the door, making what looks like a welcoming gesture with their arms. It's hard to dismiss this as just digital artifacting, as the figure seems to be responding to the person coming through the door, who clearly does not see what the camera picks up. This next clip is equally as strange. A figure of what could be an old lady seems to be following another person as they leave the house, almost like they were seeing the person to the door with their arms folded. Just before they leave, the ghostly figure seems to dematerialize. As far as we're aware, nobody with the same body shape or frame was living at Veronica's home at the time either. Veronica and her family have since left the property. This next video captures a strange sighting that took place high up in the skies of Sao Paulo, Brazil, on March 23, 2020. It was then uploaded to YouTube the same day by Mauricio Trevisan, and it's the only video on his channel, so he's clearly not in the habit of creating hoaxes. The video is shot on a fairly clear blue sky day, and shows probably one of the strangest and most organic looking movements ever seen in a UFO. Look how it seems to have worm or caterpillar like movements. Eventually it throbs and crawls its way into the clouds and is not seen again. What could this possibly be? Is it some kind of aircraft that uses a very strange type of propulsion, or is it something else? In September 2020, NASA announced the possibility of life existing within the clouds of Venus. which raises the question of whether there is an unknown type of life form living within our own clouds on Earth. Whatever it was that Mauricio Trevisan caught on video that day in early 2020 still remains without explanation. But what do you think it was? Some kind of living creature? A natural phenomenon? Or was it a very strange aircraft of unknown origin? Philip Barron was taking a group of people on a tour of an abandoned asylum in Liverpool, England, when he took this picture of them before the tour began. He didn't look at the picture again until the next day when he uploaded it to Facebook, which is when he first noticed this face. Even though the picture seems as though it's just of a woman with a shadow cast over her face, nobody in the group recognised who she was, and all insist she was not there at the time the picture was taken. Philip, who has 12 years' experience of ghost hunting, had this to say: "I have never come across anything like this before. Of course, we tried to debunk this straight away. We asked everyone who was there if they remember this person, but they don't." Philip, who has held at least 20 ghost hunts at the asylum, also said, "I have seen shadows, and people have had strange feelings, but nothing like this." Philip and the team who he works with have no idea who the ghostly girl in the picture actually is, but the site has a dark and sad history, having been used as a sanatorium and mortuary from the 1800s. Some believe it could be a trapped soul that never found peace. What do you think the picture shows? Another case of pareidolia? A publicity stunt? Or did they really capture the image of a ghost? The following image was uploaded to Our Ghosts on Reddit in January 2020 by a user called Breezy Breezy. The photo was taken at her mother-in-law's home in 2018 and shows the user's daughter talking to her grandmother. In the kitchen behind them appears to be what only can be described as a ghost woman who looks to be glancing in the direction of the grandmother. The grandmother thought she recognised the ghost woman in the photo, but Breezy Breezy had no clear idea of who she might be. The family has experienced many paranormal incidents in their home, such as small statues and other items being thrown across the room by an unseen force. Another rather creepy thing the Reddit user mentioned was how her sister-in-law, Sarah, when she was a child, would have conversations with an imaginary friend called George. These conversations occurred regularly over a period of a few months. It was later revealed that the former owner of the house was a man called George, a detail that the little girl could not have possibly known. There was another strange encounter, where Breezy Breezy's ex-partner said he saw the ghost of a man in a long coat. These incidents and a few other weird occurrences have caused the user to never sleep at her mother-in-law's again. This short yet intriguing clip was originally uploaded to TikTok. It shows a strange object flying across the sky at what looks like a slightly lower altitude than the aeroplane it was filmed from. The footage was recorded from the cockpit of a commercial flight by the user Caesar MP, who is thought to be the plane's pilot, and has left many people speculating as to what it could be. Some skeptics argue that it could just be a stationary weather balloon that only looks like it's moving because the plane is moving past it. Others asked why he was filming his controls moments before passing the UFO, as if he was expecting it. What do you think it was? In September 2017, sad scenes were broadcast around the world after a powerful earthquake hit Mexico City. News media and rescuers all repeated the name of a little girl, believed to be trapped under the rubble of the Enrique Rebsamen school. Her name was Frida Sofia, With a sense of sadness and urgency, the story became a national drama, which apparently even pulled attention away from other rescue efforts across the city. It was reported that she had been located under the rubble, and that she had even wiggled her fingers, told the rescuers her name, and even said that there were other children trapped with her. Strangely, however, it was later revealed that the little girl millions were praying for is likely to have never even existed. This then raised questions around who the rescuers actually spoke to, and as to whose fingers they saw moving. Was the girl's existence fabricated to try and recruit volunteers and pull in more attention and sympathy to the already tragic events that were unfolding in the city? Would it really have been necessary? This tragic story took a chilling turn when live news coverage appeared to show what some say is the face of a ghost child peering out from the wreckage. What do you think happened? Could it simply have been a mixture of hysteria and hope in a moment of crisis? How do you explain the face between the cracked walls? Is it just another case of pareidolia? Or was it really the face of a ghost? And was it this ghost that spoke to rescuers?